Hi, everybody. This week in math, we are going to be sorting fractions and trying to compare fractions. Well, the first thing we're going to do today is sort fractions based upon them being less than one half, equal to one half, or greater than one half. All right. And so this is called our benchmark fraction sort. And our directions read sort the fractions. You have 2/8, 3/4, 7/12, 6/8, 2/4, 5/12, 4/8, 1/4, and 1/12. So each one of these I'm going to go through and we are going to determine whether or not they are less than, equal to, or greater than one half. All right, so first of all, we have to figure out where one half is. I'm going to use web paint and mark on my screen. Okay. I'm going to change the color. All right, here we go. So I'm trying to compare 2/8 to one half. Here's my one half right here. Well, if I scroll, here I have 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, 1/6, 1/8. So I'm gonna try to figure out how 2/8 compares to one half. Here is 2/8. All right, because I know that 1/8 plus 1/8 gives me 2/8. 1, 1, 1. Those are all unit fractions. 1/8 plus 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 1/8 equals 8/8, or one whole. This whole thing would be one whole, equal to one whole. But I'm trying to determine whether or not 2/8 is greater than, less than, or equal to one half. Well, one half stops right here. Excuse it being out cricket. All right, so I know that these 2/8 is less than one half. So I would go here. Delete that. I would go here and I would take this 2/8 and I would put it here because it is less than it's less than one half. Now I have to do 3/4. And even before I go here, let me backtrack. I think about this being eighths. If I look at my line here, I'm going to make this line a little bit. Let's see. If I do this, here is half, right? The whole thing here is half. I can't do thirds because you can't do thirds in half. All right, this is fourth. All right, I know that 2/4 is equivalent to one half. If I look at that, 2/4 is equivalent to one half. All right, because if it will look like this, 2/4. Well, half of 4 is 2, right? Well, what is half of 8? What is half of 8? 8 divided by 2 is what? Well, half of 8 is 4. So I know that 4/8 is equivalent or equal to one half. All right. So I think I can so not only can I use a model here, I can also use numbers. All right. So I think how many eighths are equivalent to one half? I know that 4/8 is equivalent to one half because I think 8 divided by 2 is 4. If 4/8 is equal to one half, I know that 2/8 has to be less than one half, right? 1/8 is less than one half, 2/8 is less than one half, 3/8 is less than one half, and 4/8 is equal to one half. Okay? So not only can I look at the model, but I can also use numbers. All right? So I'm going to delete that and I'm going to go back up. We're trying to figure out 3/4. Where would 3/4 go? So I'm going to go here. Okay. So again, I'm going to partition my number line. Here we go. We can go in half. All right. So I think, remember 3/4? All right. How many fourths are equal to a half? 4 divided by 2 is what? It's 2. So I know that 2/4 is equal or equivalent to 1/2. So if 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2, if I'm on the number line, I'm here. Here is 3/4. Here's 3/4. And here is 1, 2. This is 2/4 right here. I'll shade it in a different color so you can see it. All right, so here is 2/4. 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 2/4. All right, so that's equivalent to 1/2. Well, you have 3/4 you're comparing it to. So do you see how 3/4 is greater than 1/2? The 3/4 stops right here. And the 1/2 stops right here. Do we see that? All right, so therefore, would 3/4 be greater than, less than, or equal to 1/2? Since it's closer to that one, since it's closer to 1/2, it would be greater than 1/2. Okay. So it would, if you were looking at it like this on the paper, 3/4, and then you had to put in your symbol and compare it to 1/2. 3/4 is greater than 1/2 because 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2. Well, you have 3/4. See how the numbers on top are different? You have a 3 here and you have a 2 here. 3 is greater than 2, correct? All right, let's go to the next one. All right, this time we have 7/12. All right, so I'm thinking, what is half of 12? 12 divided by 2 is what? 2 times what number would give me 12? 2 times what number gives me 12? If you said 6, you are correct. So you are going to be comparing. All right. 6/12 is equivalent to 1/2. 6/12 is equivalent to 1/2. Well, you have 7/12. Is 7 greater than or less than 6? All right, 7 is greater than 6. So you know that if you have 7/12, it's going to be greater than 1/2. So let's look at how it looks on the number line. So that means I have to come down here. Here's 1/12, 2/12, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6/12. And then here we have 7/12. 7/12. All right, we're trying to compare that to 1/2. Here is 1/2 right here. So if I go down, see how that line stops right here? Well, 7/12 ends here. So does that mean 7/12 is greater than, less than, or equal to 1/2? Well, all of this is 7. It goes beyond the half. The half stops right here. So obviously 7/12 is greater than 1/2, correct? All right, so let's go back up and put our pieces in the right spot. Let me clear the objects out. All right, so we said that 3/4 was greater than 1/2 because 2/4 is equal to 1/2. You have 3/4. All right, and 7/12 is greater than 1/2 because you think 6/12 is equal to 1/2, but you have 7. 1 more than 6 is 7. Now you have 6/8. All right. So again, you guys, what is half of 8? Our denominator. What is half of 8? Half of 8 is 4. Because you do 8 divided by 2. 2 times what number is 8? 2 times 4. All right. So I know that 4/8. I'm going to do a different color. I know that 4/8 is equivalent to 1/2. So when I can 4/8 is equivalent to 1/2. I have a 6 as my numerator now. 6 and 4. All right, which is greater, 6 or 4? 6 is greater. So I know that 6/8 is greater than 1/2. Now let's look at how this looks on using our fraction strips. You have 4/8. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 4/8 is equivalent to 1/2, but we have 6/8 here, so we keep going. 4, 5, 6. All right, so I'm going to circle 6/8. All right, I know that 6/8 stops right here. All right, but I know that 1/2 stops right here. So obviously looking at that, which one is closer to the 1/2 or closer to this side? All right, these 6/8 are closer to being 1/2. 1/2 is all the way back here. You would have to go half or another half to get to a whole. So I know that 6/8 is greater than 1/2. All right. So I'm gonna delete all of this so I can go back up and put the 6/8 in the right spot. All right, now let's look at this. Let's just think about it. 2/4. 2/4. What is half of our denominator? With our denominator being 4. What is half of 4? 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. So I know that 2/4 is going to be equal or equivalent to 1/2. They're the same. They're the same thing. All right. Now let's think about 5/12. What is half of our denominator? 12. Half of our denominator, 12. 12 divided by 2, because half means 2. 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. So I know that 6/12. I know that 6/12. I know that 6/12 is equivalent to 1/2. All right, I know that 6/12 is equivalent to half. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, here is 6/12. That is equivalent to 1/2, right? Well, here I have 5 as my numerator. That means I would have to shade in 5 parts. So 1/12, 2/12, 3/12, 4/12, 5/12. 5/12 stops right here. But 1/2 stops right here. All right. So that means that 5/12 is greater than, less than, or equal to 1/2. That means that 5/12 is less than 1/2. All right, 5/12 is less than 1/2. All right, so I'm going to delete this and put it over here. All right, now let's look at 4/8. What is half of 8? What is half of 8? Half of 8 is 4. Well, my numerator happens to be 4. So I know that 4/8 is equivalent to, drum roll please, 4/8 is equivalent to 1/2. All right, now I have 1/4. Again, look at my denominator. My denominator is 4. My denominator is 4. 4 divided by 2 is what? I think 2 times what number is 4? 2 times what number is 4? 2 times 2. So half of 4 is 2. I know that 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2. So let's look at how that looks on our number line. I mean, not number line, but using our fraction strips, excuse me. I'm going to do a different color. Purple. All right, so I'm looking for 1/4. Here is 1/4 right here. Look at how it is. Here's 1/2. I know that if I had 1/4 plus 1/4, it would be equivalent to 1/2. But I only have 1/4. So that means that 1/4 is all the way back here, and 1/2 is closer to 1. It's closer to 1/2. Okay, so I'm going to delete that, go back up, if it stops freezing. So I know that 1/4 is less than 1/2. All right, and then we have one more. We have 1/12. How many 12ths are equal to 1/2? How many 12ths are equal to 1/2? If I have 12 and I divided it in 2, that will leave me with 6. So I know that 6/12 is equivalent to 1/2, but I have 1/12 here. If 6/12 is equivalent, if 6/12 is equivalent to 1/2, here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See how 6/12 and 1/2 line up at the same spot? That means they're equal. Well, I only have 1/12 that should be shaded. 1/12 ends here, so that means it's right up here. So, is 1/12 greater than, less than, or equal to 1/2? It is less than 1/2. It is less than 1/2. So, I would go up here, and I would move them to the less than 1/2 category. Okay? So again, you guys are sorting fractions, and I'm going to go over your assignment for today because I just taught you the lesson. Now I'm going to go over the assignment that you guys are working on. So on this one, that's coming. Okay, it says sort the fractions below into less than 1/2 and greater than 1/2. And when it finishes loading, you'll see that on slide 2, you have your handy dandy fraction strips. Okay, so all you do is look. You have 1/8, 5/8, 2/3, 3/4, 4/5, 3/8, 1/3, 7/8, 2/5, 7/10, 1/5, and 3/5 to place into either the less than 1/2 or greater than 1/2 categories. Let's look at 1/8. Here is 1/8. Here's 1/2. Is 1/8 greater than, less than, or equal to 1/2? Judging by how this looks, I know that the 1/8 stops right here. All right, so I know that 1/8 is less than 1/2. So I would take the 1/8 and place it in the less than 1/2 category. All right, that is what you are doing for this assignment, okay? And you can always think, well, what's half of 8? Half of 8 is 4. So I know that 4/8 is equivalent to 1/2. If I have 1/8, that means that it is less than 1/2, okay? So that is what you guys are doing for your assignment this week. Well, on today, on Monday. All right, good luck. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask your teacher.